Oshiomhole!
Everybody run, everybody scatter. Someone nearly died. Some people lost somewhere. Someone just died. Police they come, army they come. Confusion everywhere.
Who is Adams Oshiomhole? A documentary by Edo Political Rebirth Movement, EPRIM. The Webster Dictionary defines deception as the act of deceiving, cheating, hoodwinking, misleading, or deluding. A deceptive leader resorts to falsehood in his attempt to avoid facts and public scrutiny. Such a leader will also design clever ways to deceive or delude his people in his desperate bid to defraud his state. A deceptive leader uses pretense and trick to evade the scrutiny of his followers. A deceptive leader will always play to the gallery. He will go to marketplaces to mingle with market women, while at the same time orders his task force to seize the wares of the poor market women. He is wicked and irritated by the poor and quick to insult them, like the poor widow Mrs. Joy Ifiji, who Oshiomhole asked to go and die.
What are you? My friend, where are you getting the woman to? And you will be charged appropriately.
Retired Major Loye was handcuffed. Make what is obviously a public disgrace complete, the retired major was bundled into a waiting van.
I'm not a criminal, I've never been a criminal. Whenever they want to take me to, they will take me to. Because it involves big man, I'm not a shit and I cannot be intimidated.
A deceptive leader is a ruler that will set up oppressive agencies such as war against indiscipline. Why? As General Muhammadu Buhari did when he scuttled Nigeria's democracy in 1985 and charged them to confiscate goods, extort and beat innocent boys and girls, youths, market men and women who, because of the failure of government, are forced to undertake life-threatening trades to survive. This is the choreographed story on the 6 years anniversary of Edo State with Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole as the ruler. Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole is the third executive governor of the state through the benevolence of the judiciary, the Court of Appeal, on November 11, 2008, which upheld the election tribunal verdict of his victory in the April 14, 2007 governorship election in Edo State. On November 12, 2008, Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole took the oath of office and he cleverly made several spurious promises in his inaugural speech.
I, Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole.
He immediately abolished ticketing, the local term used in Edo State for illegal collection of taxes and levies. Hear him.
Comrade, yesterday, as we were coming from the court, some young men who look maybe like me, some looking as if this were really hard, they were shouting to my ears, "Oga, no more tickets."
No more oppression and extortion of the poor. All manner of extortions and levies, other than legitimate and legal government taxes and levies, must stop immediately. All individuals and kingpins who in the past perpetrated these extortionist levels on our fellow citizens, whether in the markets, in transportation sector, in schools, or any other sector of livelihood, are called upon to cease such activities at once. We will deal ruthlessly with extortionists within the ambit of the law. Like a chameleon that keeps changing color, Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole quickly flushed his promise down the drain.
We are protesting as a result of the increment in waste management. We were paying 70,000 naira before, they now increased it to 200,000, and we said we are not paying. We made a complaint and they've not replied us.
5 o'clock in the morning, before you enter your store, you will just see they put up sealed paper. When we go to police to ask, what is this? The DPO we said is not aware of what is going on. He's supposed to get a copy that they are coming to seal up stores around this jurisdiction. So we now feel it is right time for us to protest the government house. So the government will know what we are facing.
The arbitrary increase every time from 300 to 500 to 1,000 and even more now. So we are saying no to it. So we want to see the comrade governor and tell him. So they have been extorting us for so long. You know, the other one is why also? Why? Whereas government say nobody should, no more street trading, but they encourage it.
We are saying no to it. Because we are saying no to it, they are coming to our shops with talks to seal up our shops. Sometimes to reopen our shops with 80,000 naira, with 100,000 naira. From the shop we earn our living. From the shop we pay our rentage. From the shop we train our children. From the shop we are paying tax. We are paying waste management bond. From 300 naira, they are collecting 500 naira from us. From 500 naira, they are saying 1,000 naira.
When he failed to stop the same persons he identified as self-appointed godfathers and overseers, Oshiomhole did not only empower these extortionists, who are members of the All Progressives Congress (APC), with the necessary equipment such as Hilux trucks and police protection, he went ahead to appoint them as his special assistants on revenue generation, who collect the pay-as-you-earn tax from drivers on behalf of Edo State Internal Revenue Service. Over 75 million naira payee tax is collected from drivers each month, and only 2 million naira is officially remitted to the Internal Revenue Service Board. The balance is shared between Governor Oshiomhole, Chief Oseni Elama, Chairman IRS, and the agent. Chief Oseni Elama, who the governor appointed as Chairman Board of Internal Revenue, collects 4% of the total revenue generated by the state. Elama is Oshiomhole's Man Friday on revenue collection. Even when Oshiomhole was president of NLC, it was the same Oseni Elama who he recommended to preside over the NSTIF as managing director or revenue collector, while Oshiomhole was chairman. Investigations conducted at the Edo Board of Internal Revenue reveal that what is officially declared as IGR is a far cry from what is actually collected. There was a particular month, for example, where 2.2 billion naira was collected, but only 2 billion naira declared, while the extra 200 million naira was sent to the Oga at the top. While the tax law stipulates that 10% of the IGR be shared to the local government, Comrade Oshiomhole has never complied. Rather, he continues to connive with his deputy governor, Honorable Pius Odubu, and Commissioner for Local Government, Chief Lucky James, to deduct millions from local government accounts, thereby making it impossible for these local governments to even pay salaries. Today, local government workers are owed arrears of 3 months' salary. No wonder Comrade Adams Oshiomhole was in the forefront of governors that opposed financial autonomy to local government councils. Peasant farmers in Edo State are forced to pay tax of between 5,000 and 15,000 naira on every vehicle transporting tomatoes, pineapple, plantain, vegetables, and others to the Produce Task Force, which is headed by Governor Oshiomhole's nephew, Romeo Aloaye Omoike, who until recently was his domestic aide. Romeo generates 30 million naira each month, which is shared between himself, Hosseini, and the governor. Several cries about the high-handedness of these task forces continue to fall on deaf ears for obvious reasons. The endless list of the taxes and levies collected on behalf of government but unaccounted for is responsible for the unfriendly business environment. Some of the ridiculous and illegal taxes collected by agents of Governor Oshiomhole include the offloading and loading tax and drivers paid daily by drivers, the granite haulage levy paid by tipping truck drivers each time they drive in and out of Edo State, and Ovia Northeast Local Government Council at Oluku near Benin City. The State House of Assembly has passed a resolution that made this levy unlawful, but Governor Adams Oshiomhole, true to his type, has remained silent because of his benefits from these illegal activities. The Tricycle Operation Levy, the Scrap Iron and Metal Haulage Levy collected from truck drivers going in or out of Edo State. The Environmental Pollution Levy collected by the chairman of the Committee on Environment, an APC youth leader. Signboard Levy collected by agents of the State Ministry of Environment. And perhaps the most ridiculous, the Private Borehole Permit Levy. Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole has institutionalized poverty in the state with series of his anti-people policies, including the over 26 different taxes and levies paid by businessmen and artisans in the state. Owners of hair barbing salons, beauty salons, provision stores, vulcanizers, newspaper vendors, fruit and food item sellers are harassed daily by agents of Edo State Ministry of Commerce. In Governor Oshiomhole's desperate bid to create avenue for APC leaders to extort Edo traders, he gave authority for the collection of street trading permit tax from those hustling on the streets of Benin City. Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole has tried unsuccessfully to divert the public attention from the ugly sides of his corrupt practices with deceitful propaganda. Not anymore. Nigerians must know the essential Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole. It has now become public knowledge that many of the so-called protests that Adams Oshiomhole embarked upon as president of Nigeria Labour Congress were stage managed with the powers that be to achieve their purpose of deceiving the Nigerian masses, while Oshiomhole smiled home to the bank for a job well done. That was why on none of those occasions were fuel prices reversed by government to its original and old value. It was always a case of an arranged middle road. Oshiomhole often boasted of being in the forefront for the struggle to restore democracy in Nigeria. But investigations have revealed that he was a major beneficiary of military rule and had a godfather in the person of late Admiral Mike Ahigbe, his Etsako kinsman, who assisted him to eventually become the NLC president. It is therefore no surprise that all through the dark days of General Sani Abacha, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole was unusually quiet. There is no evidence anywhere in Nigerian newspapers and magazines where Oshiomhole was quoted as saying the military and Abacha must go. While responding to Oshiomhole's accusation that General Ibrahim Babangida stole public funds while in office, Prince Kazim Afebua, IBB spokesman, now special advisor, media to Governor Oshiomhole, said Oshiomhole was not qualified to point accusing fingers at IBB. Hear him. Our initial inclination was to ignore Oshiomhole since we know that he is a political hireling. It will also interest the electorate to know how Oshiomhole came about his stupendous riches, particularly as a labor leader, to warrant his rather ostentatious lifestyle, much of which is done in pretense at the expense of the masses. Beyond the characteristic austere look of Oshiomhole lies his acquisitive demeanor, yet portraying a pro-masses labor leader on the one hand, while exploiting them on the other hand as an agent of the ruling elite. The masses have become more alert to the pranks of those who profess to be doing their bidding under pretense and will be more than prepared to demand accountability when the time comes. Oshiomhole quickly brought Kazeem into his government for fear of more damaging revelations. Edo people don't agree less with Kazeem. Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole is not only a corrupt person, but he is also politically and morally bankrupt. In the words of the seasoned journalist and lawyer, Mr. Osa Director, Oshiomhole is the biggest scam created and promoted by the Nigerian media and unleashed on the Nigerian people. A quick review of Oshiomhole's financial recklessness in the last 6 years confirms that. 1. In 2011, Oshiomhole, through Afrinvest, collected 25 billion naira bond from the stock market. Is it true that a commission of 625 million naira paid by the state was shared between him and Godwin Obaseki, the managing director of Afrinvest? Does this not amount to double dealing and runs foul of corporate governance principles, since the same Godwin Obaseki doubles as chairman of Edo State Economic Team and Oshiomhole's personal investment advisor? The 500 million naira loan that was obtained from Bank of Industry (BOI) was inflated with 5% by the Commissioner for Finance on the instructions of the governor. We challenge Oshiomhole to deny this fact. Can Governor Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole also deny that he recently bought 2 billion naira shares in one of the commercial banks? In 2012, Oshiomhole